Hello everyone, this is Phonix from Revowatch, and today we're going to be ranking all the expansion teams. So I'm going to rank them with the information we have of the first 2 weeks of the Overwatch League. So there are 8 teams, and in this video we'll be doing them from 8 to 5, and in the next video we'll be going from 4 to 1. So let's get right into it. Number 8 is the Washington Justice. So no surprise, a lot of people have predicted the Washington Justice to be trash, and they kind of are. The thing is that they have a really hard stage 1 in the fact that they're going to be facing really hard teams. So they're going against NYXL, the Spitfire, Fusion Shock, Eternal, which is one of the best expansion teams, and then they'll have an easy map against the Mayhem. The Justice have an 0-2 record, so they lost to the NYXL 3-1 in the first week, and then they lost 3-2 to the London Spitfire. So winning a map against NYXL is great, but it's really not really good enough. The Valiant have been able to win 2 maps against NYXL, and they lost, so that proves a lot. So they could have won against London Spitfire, they just really weren't good enough, and the London weren't playing very well. In fact, their goats is trash. In week 2, London really were really good after that, but in week 1 they were trash, so you can't really use that as a feat, even though they nearly won against them. So they do have Janus, a great main tank from the NYXL, who did play season 1 for NYXL, and most of the matches he played he won. So he's a great main tank. And they have Giddo from the Seal Dynasty, he's a great Zen. And then the DPS players from previous Overwatch League teams, they have Addo from the Dragons. And he performed okay, he's very flexible, his Genji and Tracer are really good, but a bit inconsistent. The main Xavier player is Corey, he's average, nothing special there. Off tank is Sansam, who doesn't have a great history in Overwatch esports. Before Overwatch League, he basically was last in every tournament he did. Unfortunately, they have the worst stage on program, so yeah, as I said, they can't really do much against the teams they're going. I think they will get a win against Mayhem because the Mayhem are really the worst team out there right now. So yeah. The Justice did have some budget issues, as we know, so they couldn't really sign any players. They did a big signing at the beginning. They signed Janus and the former NYXL coach Wizard Hayoung, which is like really expensive. The coach is really really good, and Janus is a great main tank, even though he didn't really perform because of his team. Okay, so number 7 we have the Chengdu Hunters. Again, the Chengdu Hunters are playing okay. They're actually ranked as number 7 right now, which is a bit weird. I don't think they'll be going like that. I think they have a really easy program. And yeah, they won against the Charge, but that's because the Charge choked. I think the Charge would have won that, especially if this was in week 2. So it was a close match. They did get the win in the end, so you can't really take off credit for that. The Charge are a great team. I think that, well, you'll see them, they're higher up. So the Charge beat Dallas Fuel. Anyway, we'll speak about that later. So the Hunters won against the Mayhem in a close 3-2 game, which really shows that they're not that great, because the Mayhem are really bad, and they nearly lost against them. So yeah, so the Mayhem have like a really flexible team. The Flex DPS Bacon Jack has already played 9 heroes in 3 matches, so he's played Sombra, Zarya, Tracer, McCree, Ash, May, and Wrecking Ball, which is quite rare. You don't see people playing that many heroes. He has quite good stats. Bacon Jack, he's okay. He did quite well. So Elsa, the off tank, has some okay stats. He's an average player. He didn't really perform. I don't know. I think I need to see more. So I think that their support players are really not that good. Brigitte, he's okay. Jinmu, he's okay. He's played 11 heroes total, which is a lot again. So yeah, that's the Chengdu Hunters. It's a very flexible team. Number 7, not great. I don't think you'll be seeing them over 15. I mean, right now they do have a good program, so I think they might be top 12 for week 1, for stage 1, sorry. We might have to see. So number 6 is the Guangzhou Charge. So the Charge have had some weird matches. So getting beaten by the Hunters, as I said, the Hunters, sorry, before is really weird. I think they should have won that match. Like they should have destroyed them at least 3-1. But they didn't. So that's that. They destroyed the Dallas Fuel, and the Dallas Fuel was doing great when they got destroyed. So that's really impressive. They had a close match with the Titans, and you'll see the Titans is way high up on this list. For me, the Titans is a top 3 team in the season overall in the Overwatch League. The Charge have high tier goats. I think their goats is really good, and they have some really good players. So the season one Hopper tank from the Philadelphia Fusion, they signed him, which is great. He has some great stats, and he's a really good diva, like really good. They have Happy, the Zarya player, who's also known for his Widow. So I mean, just watch this clip.
Right here. Happy, the thing about watching him play Widows, he makes it look easy. His ability to move from target to target so quickly is what makes him such a good Widow.
I mean, his Widow is just amazing. So he had some great stats, and I think if the meta switches to a sniper meta, I think the charge could go up a few ranks because Happy is really incredible. So the main tank Rio also had some great stats. Mid to high tier range, I think is quite good. So he can also play Winston for Winston goods. We've seen that quite a lot, especially on defense for Lunar Colony. So Shu and Shara are the two supports players. They have a lot of synergy actually, and Shara being the Lucio player with some great stats. And Shu is a great flex support. In fact, Shu is in the top 12 players in total of the Overwatch League for healing, which is incredible for a Zen player at least. So yeah, and the damage player Elaine, wait, can't really pronounce that. Alan, I'm not sure. So he's a great Brigitte player and also a great Sombra player. So getting 16.5 limbs per 10 minutes, which is a mid-tier thing, just to show you he's okay. I think they should be there right now. They're a good team. I think they're top 12 team max, maybe top 10. We'll have to see. So the first match they got was against the Florida Mayhem, and they just ate them up with a tourbillon strategy at the beginning, which is quite funny because the fan, playing the tour and his path, etc. So that was fun. So they lost to the Fusion in map 5. I think the tourbillon thing kind of came back, which was not a good idea. The Fusion were really good there, and they just destroyed the Manilius. So yeah, the Tourbillon strat was not great. I think that they still performed quite well for a top 8 team. I don't think Fusion is top 5. I'm not sure. We might have a separate video for that anyway. The star player is Defran, of course, who played Zarya at a really high level. And I mean, look, just look at his stats. Defran is number 8 in the league for damage, number 9 for limbs, and number 2 for final blows. I mean, that's just crazy stats right there. The Atlanta Rain, oh my god, I can't speak. The Atlanta Rain did win against Toronto Defiant, but I think Toronto could have won that game. As you'll see, Toronto is a bit higher up on this list. So yeah, it was a close 3-1 game. I think that the Defiant could have won. I'm not sure, especially as they just destroyed LA Valiant. As for the two tanks, Pogba and Dako, they are both great tanks, and Dako is the number 4 spot for limbs with 22.2 every 10 minutes. I mean, if we just look at a Sombra player getting 16.5 limbs every 10 minutes, that just shows how good he is. I mean, I guess Diva, you just play around, so that's really good. Number 4 spot there. So Massa, the main support, doesn't have great stats. I think he's kind of the weak link in this team. He's like a mid-tier Lucio, but I think they are a pretty good team. And Dogman, the Zen player, I was really impressed actually. He got a lot of picks early in team fights, which is quite impressive. And of course, Asta, the Brig, really good with number 7 spot for limbs in the entire league. Okay guys, I hope you appreciated this video. If you did, I think in a few days time I'll post the second video. Please follow the channel, please follow the Twitch down in the description. I'll stream there, not very often, but I'll stream there. So I hope you enjoyed. Please give any critiques you can give me if the microphone's not great. I'm using a not great microphone. If my voice is not fluid enough, I'm just trying. This is scripted, so it might sound a bit weird. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.